everyone. I don't know where to put this content. I am baffled right now how to actually talk to you about it, but I wanted to do it. So here we are. I want to talk to you guys about iRacing at the moment, and particularly my iRacing journey that's been happening. You've been watching it on shorts for a fair while now. Well, about 2 months anyway, not very long. But I just wanted to recap what I've been happening. I get a lot of comments of what game is this, and weird ones about the speed of the cars. Anyway, I just wanted to do a chat with you guys about iRacing itself, my journey, what I'm doing at the moment, and give you a bit of an understanding behind the shorts and what's going on with them. So we've just let's start with iRacing. iRacing is probably the biggest simulator for racing games in the world. It's on PC only. It's not as popular as things like Gran Turismo, Forza, F1, but it has a massive dedicated base. And if you want to simulate racing any type of car in the world, it is the place to go. You can see in the background, I've got my rig there, 4 monitors set up, the steering wheel, I've got buttons, I've got gloves, I've got everything. It's a crazy little setup that's cost a fortune, but it is the most simulated version of racing you will get in the world. And they pride themselves on making it the most realistic, whether it's dirt oval, tarmac oval, dirt rally, or open wheeler or sports cars. It's got everything from the beginner levels right up through to the high end supercars of the world, prototypes and stuff like that. Got almost all the tracks in the world. It's got so many tracks, it's ridiculous, and they're not hand created. They're fully scanned, properly scanned. The data is amazing. And now it's got weather in there as well. So there's 12 to 15 races every 15 minutes, and it's all based online. There is some AI stuff in there if you want to do that, but it's mostly me versus someone else. And I've been addicted to it for about 5 years. It's a full subscription, and it's an expensive little endeavor, but that's what you're seeing in the shorts, right? We have seasons in iRacing. So 4 seasons in a year, just like the weather. And we've just finished season 3 of 2024. We're just going into season 4 of 2024. So there's official races, and then there's unofficial races, which I don't really touch. But then there's league races. So I can open a league up, and I can create the scenario around the race I want and do a series of it, and it's all private. Doesn't go towards the matchmaking side of things or the safety ratings or anything like that. It's all run by, let's say, me or whoever, and you choose whether you want to go in it or not. And it's an invite only sometimes. It sometimes costs extra money to go in, things like that. The official ones are just official, so it's every single person. So I do the production car challenge, the SimLabs version of that. So it's a 4-car multi-class race that happens every hour. It's a 25-minute race, actually, I think. It now has weather as a constant in there, so you may get in, each week has got a set weather pattern, but each week's a different weather pattern, if that makes sense. So week 1, we currently got weather. It's raining at the start of the race. It dries up about 5 minutes into the race. So it stops raining 5 minutes into the race, and then it's still wet for the rest of it, but it does get a little bit drier, and your times do come down. That's the same. There's 7, so 12 of them, 24 of them a day, 7 lots of that a week, and then they go onto a new track. Same car combination, same all that kind of stuff, different weather. You get championship points depending on how good the drivers are and all that kind of stuff. So that's in there as well. You can race in that series. If you do compete in one series more than 8 or 9 times in the season, you get some credits to spend on more content. I think you can do that twice on a lower licensed race, and then there's higher licensed races. So as you get more safer as a driver, so every time you do an incident point off track, lose control of your car, you lose safety rating. As you get more safety rating, you go up from the D, C, B to A license, so you can drive the faster cars. The more skill-based cars, I guess, and then you can basically do all the content in the game. But if you do the B and A class licenses, more often you get more credits. If you do the C and Ds, you get less credits. So that's just a bit of a background there. But there's a whole a series that goes on. I think I got 4th in the Supercar series for last season for my division, which goes on your skill level as well, which is called your iRating. And yeah, that's a bit of a wrap up of what iRacing is for those who have been asking or those who haven't heard of it. It is really cool. It's built around online PvP basically, so online battles between real people all around the world. Just the other night we were racing. My team, I wasn't in the split, but the guys were in the high split, so they split it into different skill levels depending on your iRating. A couple of guys I race with are really good, and they had Max Verstappen in their race. We had Brock Feeney in our race, so that's a V8 supercar driver from Australia. If you're watching this from overseas, a lot of the real life drivers racing this. Shane Van Gisbergen was massive into iRacing. Even Scotty McLaughlin got into it a fair bit. If you see any of the online series proper broadcast races, it's probably using iRacing. So it is the choice of most of the simulators out there for all the real life drivers. So it is, yeah, it's phenomenal. But anyway, that is iRacing. Then we move on to, we've just finished season 3. So what I'm doing at the moment currently is documenting my journey through iRacing, I guess is the way you would put it. I've been doing it for 5 or 6 years, but I've never really taken it too seriously. We had a full podcast on iRacing, which was quite successful, and is probably the most successful podcast I have created. I've had a really good Tom Clancy gaming podcast, which created Locked On Lads, and it's still some of my favorite content. It definitely has. We went for over 100 episodes on that, and it was huge. But iRacing in Australia, when we did it during COVID, it just took off and it was really popular. So it's got another special part in my heart. So this is, over that time though, I was always a back marker. And being a back marker, I never really fought for podiums. I never really fought for wins. I just sort of traveled around the back, and I was happy with that. And it was doing mostly league races, which is the private ones. So never really affected my iRating or safety rating. It was just me getting in with the boys and we'd race. And it was more about having fun than anything else. Yeah, cool. There was a championship, and I've got a couple trophies up there in the cupboard from where I didn't win the series, but there was a series within a series where the lower rated drivers, if you're under 2,000 iRating, would battle it out for our own little championship, which kept us going. And I've got a couple trophies from that. I've got, yeah, that's mainly what I did in iRacing forever. Didn't really do officials, but now I'm trying to do the shorts. I've committed to the iRacing, the official side of things, which is completely different. Now I'm focused on iRating and safety rating and doing different things all the time. So season 3, we did far more races than we ever did in iRacing, and got my first win in over 4 years. So that was a huge moment at Bathurst as well, a track that just means the world to me. So racing the GT4 around Bathurst and winning by 10 seconds was something really special. I thought I was going to get it a week beforehand when I took the 86 around Bathurst, and we had the win, but we got kicked out over the border, over the fence at Forest Elbow. Gut-wrenching. Thought I had that win. That was going to be my first win, but we got it. We got there. So that's the first win in 4 years in an official iRacing race, and we got more podiums, top 5s this year than I've ever had before, because I've been doing more races. We didn't do the best in ovals. We did focus on the wrong ovals, which was the biggest problem. We did the Draft Master Series, which for anyone who knows super speedways, especially with my low iRating in ovals, it's just chaos. We did a trucks race. I want to try and do Xfinity in trucks this season, but I just can't commit to too much at the moment. So we're focused on supercars, which I did really well in. For my skill level, I feel like I've got to look at it from the start of the season to the end of the season. My ability to stay on the track at the end of the season, far ahead of my ability to stay on the track at the start of the season. Not being lapped at the end of races by not even the fastest people. I'm still getting lapped by the fastest people at the end of a 40-minute race in supercars. That's just not going to change for the moment. But not being lapped by the guys that are sort of, 2 or 3 spots ahead of me at the same iRating, that was a good feeling. Battling it out towards the end for positions that I probably shouldn't have been in, that was huge. So supercars was where you could see my growth the most. Production car series, we did really well in that. I didn't end up doing enough races to really push for any sort of results in that, but we had a fourth in one of the races there. We were fighting for the lead in another one before I made an error, and I think that's what the season's been about, and the growth that I've got is the not making as many errors. I still can't overtake very well. That's a thing in my head. I can't line up and really push for the overtake where I feel like I'm going to kill someone or just run them off the road and ruin their race just because I want to get the position they're in. It's just a mental thing I've got to get better at. I've just got to get better at braking and accelerating. I'm not quite doing that right. I'm too cautious, which is helping with the not spinning as much. But we're getting there. I definitely was fighting for more positions at the end of the season than when I was at the start of the season 3. We did a little bit of open wheelers, which for some reason I'm apparently got a good iRating in. So we did some high splits in that, which was that situation where I'm nowhere near as quick as the really fast guys, but I'm definitely quicker than the slow guys. And I found myself in the middle of the pack with no one around me a lot in the open wheeler races, the Formula Ford mainly and the F4 series. So I tried to get in the super lights, but I just was not on pace with that. I need to learn them a bit better. But that was the main series I did. I dabbled in the 86s, like I said. I think I do like the 86s just purely because they're a momentum car and I'm good at those, or I feel like I'm better at those. So we'll see. We had a good week 13. We did no official races in week 13. We only did unofficial races, and we really had some fun during that. The Dallara Dash with just 5 of us in the one Discord was really good fun. The pickup cups we did were good as well, and a bit of fun. The mini stocks, trying them out was good fun again. And yeah, I had some fun in week 13. We had the GT3 race that I did at Spa and went from, I think, 16th to 4th, or it might have been 10th to 4th, and battled at the end and sort of almost had the podium, but we had a blue flag marker sort of run into me. So, he did run into me. Yeah, there's a short out there that's going to come out soon. You'll see. I was gapped the guy. I was in 3rd, gapped the guy in 4th, and this guy's had a chance coming down to the final chicane. Could have just stayed wide, let me go past, no problems at all, would have been fine. Blue flag, let 3rd place keep on going, but this went off track at the right-hand part of the chicane and then came back on and hit me in the side, which then obviously put me off track, slowed me down, and got 4th place right up on my tail. So unfortunately, the 4th and 5th then got passed, which put me back to 5th, and we battled, and old mate in 4th made a vital error coming out of the last chicane on the final lap and spun his car, which saw me to come through for 4th place, which was a really good finish, and I was really happy with that. But that was week 13. Had some good results there, and had some fun, which is something I can't say I've done in iRacing for a long time. I haven't, but just I haven't felt competitive for a very long time. I don't think I've ever felt really competitive at all. So it's been fun being up the front, and not so much up the front, but fighting for single digit places and having podiums within sight, seeing leaders halfway through the race, still just not far down the track. So I've really enjoyed that. And yeah, it's been good fun. So that was week 13. So that brings me to season 4. We're looking at, I've got a couple of series lined up. I had originally, we got 2 open wheelers, we got 2 sports car, and we got 2 oval races that I wanted to focus on. On top of that, we were going to focus on a league and a Supercars official. So that's 7, for some reason, officials I was going to do, plus a league, which was nuts. I don't know what I was thinking, but you know, I talked about it in my Nothing But Ramblings podcast. So there's a set of scales that I'm trying to balance, and they're 4-way scales. Content is taking up too much of my time at the moment, so we're scaling back on those officials. I'm definitely doing the production car challenge. I love it. It's great fun, multi-class racing. Yeah, the classes are close enough, but not close enough to be an issue. So it is really good fun running the 86s in that, and now there's weather in it as well. I feel like I've got a little bit of an advantage because I've been racing the 86s in the wet for a while now, and it's good fun. So you'll see lots of videos on that coming out on the YouTube channel. In shorts version, I need to know from you guys. Here it is. I'm directly talking to you guys out there watching my iRacing content. I want to put out videos, longer form videos. What do you guys want to see? I've got the full races. It's easy for me to cut, paste. Here's a full race, start to finish, enjoy. They get 2 or 3 views, maybe 4 if I'm lucky. I can cut them down. It takes me more time, but I can cut them down to 4-minute videos where here's the highlights package of this race. Enjoy. It's about 8 or 9 views. And I'm like, oh, the time investment for the views, it's just not working. I can do a top 10 if I really want to of, cool, here's my week in iRacing, and here's the 10 best moments I had, or worst moments, / let's put them in no particular order except for this meant more and this meant less. I can do that weekly. That's a little bit harder to do. Once again, we're talking time investment is increasing. I would need to see an increase in views. So what do you want to see? Comment, please. Let me know. Let me know, please. And yeah, so season 4, sports cars definitely happening. I'm trying to find a GT3 series that I want to do. V8s is definitely happening. V8 Vets is happening. I'll find out tonight that I'm in Split 4. So that's a perfect spot for me to start. The bottom of the run, then I'll be able to properly see my journey in a league as we go forward, which is going to be great. I'm really excited about getting back into V8 Vets. It's why I've been pushing the V8 content for a little while now to try and build up my ability to run in that league, because it's a very good, strong league. So that's where you'll see me on a Thursday night, V8 Vets. Tuesday night, theoretically, will be practice for the vets on Thursday night, but we'll be doing the official because usually they line up. Sometimes they don't, but usually they line up. But either way, practice. Racing other people in a V8 on any track is better than no practice at all. So I'm Tuesday nights focused on practicing for Thursday night. Monday night's a bit up in the air at the moment. I do want to commit to Monday nights. I don't want to commit to Supercars 3 nights a week, but I can because there is a strength of field race and the officials on a Monday night. But I could do a GT3 race, an official on Wednesday night, or an IMSA or something like that, something a little bit different. But we could just do a and then yeah, there's no need to do it because it's not helping me with vets because it's after the case. But we'll see what happens on a Monday night. At the moment, you potentially could get 3 nights a week of me racing V8s, which I'm not happy with, but we'll see how we go with that. But definitely production car series and the supercars is where you'll see me the most, and vets. They're the 3 things I'm definitely going to focus on. I think outside of that, I'm going to just dabble, and we'll do if the 86s are at a really cool track, I'm going to do that. It's going to be more looking at the track car combos rather than this is the series I want to do. We've got a Ford Mustang paint for the GT3. Kimmy, you legend. It looks amazing. So you will see content around that. I wanted to do the Clio Cup, but there's just no one racing it at the moment. But I will drive that car a bit more, even if it's just in the production car series. But it's a pretty cool car to drive. But the Mustang GT3 paint job, look out for that. look out for race 1. Timmy's done a great job as well on the pink round for V8 Vets. We've got a pink locked on lads car, which will be debuted probably tonight. So check that one out. But that's what season 4 is going to be about. Production cars, supercars, V8 Vets, and then dabbling. I don't like just stick on the one thing, as you've probably seen from my content. I'm in a different car almost every race. So that's what I want to continue, but I'm not doing what I was originally going to do, which is this is the series I'm going in. I will wait till the end of week 1, and I will release a update on how I went in week 1. I'm not going to talk about the races I've done already. There's some good content there. I just quickly want to finish on 2 things. The one is I'll have a decision for you soon on Bathurst 1000. I'm not going to the real life Bathurst 1000 anymore, but I want to race in the sim version of the Bathurst 1000. I just have to sort my life out to see I've definitely got time for the Bathurst 1000. If I can, me and Buzz will race the supercar around the mountain for 161 laps, and it will be glorious. We will not win, but we will have the best time doing it. I have done practice laps for it, just so you know, because there is an enduro in the vets at the end of the season at Bathurst, so you will see me in a supercar at Bathurst at some stage this season. However, we did the itested in week 13. I forgot to mention that before, and it was crazy. The only time slot I could physically hit was the 10 p.m. time slot on Saturday night, and me being me, I put out the word in the Discord that day that, hey, I want to do something stupid. I'm going to race the 3-hour race solo because you can. And if anyone wants to join me, they can come along and spot for me or just watch it or, have some fun with me. We had 5 people in Discord doing the 10 o'clock Saturday night 3-hour enduro on no practice around the Roval in the GT3s and GT4s. Thank you, Vernie. Thank you, J-Mac. Thank you, Fewens. Thank you, Braden Martin. Return to iRacing. First stream since his 6-hour race. And then that was the first stream since his 12-hour race. I think or maybe in the 24-hour race. He's only doing enduros for some reason now. But thank you, all you guys, for jumping on and bearing with me. We all got to the end of the race. Most of us were not far off the pack. And it was 1:37 a.m. it finished, local time, which was nuts. But I went from 16th to 4th in the GT4 class, which was my best ever finish in enduro ever, which is a huge effort. And I was so proud of that. Just the fact that I was still awake with one eye. We can go listen to Nothing But Ramblings. Please go listen to Nothing But Ramblings. It's on the YouTube page. On the feed. I had one eye. My other eye could barely open because I had an infection in my eyelid. It was nuts that I was up there doing that at that hour of the morning and got 4th. We avoided most carnage. You'll start seeing those shorts rolling out today or tomorrow. So check out the YouTube and the Facebook for the reels and the shorts on that. But we avoided a lot of carnage. We got hit one major time. I didn't spin. I lost the car control a couple times, hit a few walls, as in just before you come onto the oval. You can glance that wall, hit that a bit too hard a few times, got a couple 2Xs from that, but never really spun in 3 hours of driving on my own, which was an effort that I was extremely proud of. So I want to do more with that content, as in the stream's up there. Not many people watch it. It didn't even go up on YouTube. The Twitch is the only place Twitch VOD is the only place to get it, or Facebook, I think. I want to download that and I want to edit it somehow and give it to you guys because, look, in 3 hours, there was a lot of me just going around trying to stay awake. But there was also some really good battles in there and some really good moments. You'll see I got about 15 shorts out of it. So whether I just do a highlights package from that thing, because there's a lot of moments that even didn't make the shorts but I felt were really good content, so we'll see what we can do with that. But I've got the eye tested badge now. I've completed a 3-hour enduro, which I've really enjoyed. I want to do more endurance stuff. But yeah, that's sort of season 3 wrap up, where we're at for how week 13 went, and a look at what is happening in season 4 going forward. So I think this is going to end up, you'll obviously know by the time it actually you get to this point of the podcast, but I think I'm going to put on the iRacing podcast feed just to sort of get some traction over there again. And yeah, look, anyone who got to this pointy end of the content, thank you so much. You're all legends. And I've already done a production car series and a V race series this and a supercars race this week. So that's already content I'll be talking about probably next week at some stage. But I do have more supercars to do, and I do want to do a couple of GT3 races or something like that. And I will have a supercars announcement, a yes or no, whether I'm doing the Bathurst 1000 by the time I talk to you next. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about my iRacing, and this was my outlet at the moment. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the content. I hope you enjoyed catching up on where we're at the moment, or where I'm at the moment, and hopefully get excited about a few of the things that are yet to come. And I hope to see you on one of the streams coming soon. If you can, that'd be amazing. Check out, we're doing Monday, Tuesday, Thursday on all the feeds, 7:30 p.m. Queensland time. That will change obviously when daylight saving goes to. Not, it will still be Queensland time, but it'll obviously change if you're in a different state, because we don't change for anyone. And yeah, so check out those streams, check out the shorts, leave comments, get on the Facebook, send me a message. The website's not working anymore. I have created a new email account. Contact us at lockedonlads.com still works for the moment. However, lockedonlads@gmail.com is the free version of that, and that's what I'll be going with, because I don't have any money left to pump into all this kind of stuff. So we're doing this as cheap as possible, and you're going to love it. So lockedonlads@gmail.com. Be the first person to send me an email there. That'd be great. So I can make sure it definitely works. But that's it for this week. I think I'll kind of come back next week and give you a bit of a wrap up of what I've been doing, and even thoughts on a few things. Obviously, some changes to the production car series. There is the new mini stocks that I can probably talk about as well. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. I'm Wilco, and we'll catch you next time. Bye for now.